Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Siti Nazira Mati Muhammad. Metric number 271361. Okay, I want to talk about ethic as a control mechanism. Mechanism control over the issue of corruption in Malaysia. Okay, what's a control mechanism in management? Control mechanism play an important role in any business organization which is the role of manager to get considerate. Control is required for achieving the goal in a predefined manner because it provides the instrument which influence the performance and decision making process of an organization. Corruption. What's about corruption? Corruption erodes trust. Weaken democracy, hamper economic development, and further exacerbates equality, social division, the environmental crisis. Malaysia Anti-Corruption Act 2009. Corruption means bribery, giving or offering, reviving, or soliciting, or agreeing to receive reward or benefit directly, indirectly. Example of corruption offences in Malaysia. First, Samsul Syarul Samsudin. The former police corporal was sentenced to 40 years in prison and fined RM17,000 by the Alustar Section Court today for accepting bribes amount to RM30,000 7 years ago. The money was received as an inducement to release and reduce the charge section from Section 39B of the Dangerous Drug Act 1952 to Section 20. Integrity in general is quality superiority that exists as whole in individuals and organizations. Integrity closely related to ethics. Civil servants who lack integrity have cause to be involved in corruption offences. The next issue is former Director General of Intelligence and 2 senior ATM officers have been charged with 70 corruption charges. A former Director General of Defence Intelligence, Lieutenant General Datuk Sheikh Mohsen Sheikh Hassan, and 2 other senior officers of the Malaysia Army ATM were charged a section court heard today on 2070 charges of accepting and soliciting bribes from a contractor company in connection with several projects in the Ministry Defence Kementerian. Carry out duties and responsibility with full guide responsibility rule and law, either success or fail. Civil servants who do not have the characteristic of accountability will be involved in corruption offences. Okay, factor of the occurrence of corruption offences. First, internal factor, attitude ignoring religious value and demand. Factor that influence the intention of a civil servant in the local authority to commit corruption is the attitude ignoring the value and demand of the religion. Without appreciation of the concept, a civil servant will do something just to meet personal need without thinking of proper responsibility and trust implemented. They are not aware of the reward that will be received later and the work that performance also simple to complete given tasks without aiming to get the pleasure of God. Okay, for second, external factor, work procedure not clear. A working procedure not clearly understood, causing it to be not fully followed by staff. The situation this can open the door of corruption where the honest civil servant will deliberately complicating customer affairs so that customers have to offer bribes to streamline everything their business. The period of completing or performing a work that is not clearly defined can choose delay, and customers have a fine way solve the problem by offering bribes. Suggestion control mechanism in dealing with corruption case. First, empowering the anti-corruption agency. The government must be transparent to train the anti-corruption agency as a neutral body that will control the spread of corruption in Malaysian society. In addition, all positions of member of the anti-corruption agency should also be held to those who are trustworthy, competent, true, and responsibility. Next, supervision of financial movement. Supervision of one's financial movement can be controlled to prevent the spread of symptoms of corruption in today's society. This step can be taken by the government if the government really want to eradicate corruption among civil servants in the country. This is because if the monitoring of financial movement is done, civil servants will not be able to contribute to corruption. In a conclusion, the involvement of civil servant, especially government enforcement agency, in the symptom of corruption is something to worry about. As reported by local news report, case of arrest, detection, prosecution, and conviction for corruption offences involving agency government involvement occurs among every month through the years. But more wrongly, the reports are not an actual display of the number of errors related to corruption, because basically corruption active done is secret. Thus, the actual statistic of the offences involving corruption are believed to be higher than that recorded, which is unhealthy and alarming phenomena.